cultural differences in city layout.
Melbourne feels so different to Paris when you're walking through it.
Yes, I think it is also different in Hong Kong. So let's explain the difference from the layout.
Let's start with Paris. Do you know what the arrondissements are?
No.
I do not.
No. Do you know what the arrondissements are? Do you know what the arrondissements are?
No, do you know what they are?
Wait, actually I don't.
I didn't know what an arrondissement was before coming to Paris, but it's a district within the city. It's used to make administrative division easier in a large city like Paris, each having its own local council and mayor. Expanding from the original 12, there are now 20 arrondissements. These start in the centre of Paris and form a spiral shape outwards in a clockwise direction. The arrondissements of Paris have different names, but are commonly referred to as just their number, like the 12th or the 13th. Their names refer to significant landmarks of the area, such as the first being Louvre, after the Louvre Museum, and the sixth being Luxembourg, after Luxembourg Palace and Gardens. There are a few like Passy, named after a village that was originally just outside of Paris. Paris is also divided by the river Seine. The northern side is often referred to as the right bank, and the southern side as the left bank, which you may have heard before. The right bank is associated with many landmarks, elegance, and is more cosmopolitan, with areas like Champs-Élysées, while the left bank is associated with being a place for writers, artists, and students, as it was typically a less expensive area to live, as well as having charming streets and history, with areas like the Latin Quarter and Saint-Germain-des-Prés. Historically, people who lived towards the east of the Seine were poorer, as many of the industrial factories were here, and the wind flow would carry pollutants toward these eastern areas, meaning upper-class people would choose to live in the west. This demonstrates the relatively high power distance of France, with a score of 68 on Hofstede's scale, as the layout of the city with its arrondissements, left versus right bank, and eastern flow of the Seine have connections to economic status. While Paris's arrondissements are numbered in a spiral, Melbourne streets are actually laid out in a grid pattern. This is known as the Hoddle grid, named after Robert Hoddle, who designed this layout in 1837. In the inner city, the streets alternate between wide streets and laneways, as now modernized with high-rise apartments, fast food, and large department stores. This shows how Australia adheres to Hofstede's principle of masculinity, as Hoddle's grid prioritizes economic benefit, creating a city ideal for division of land and to be an ordered business district. Also, this urban plan represented a control over the Australian landscape after colonisation in the late 18th century.
The architectural features of Paris are characterized by classical and romantic tone. It showcases the Haussmann style, which was developed during the reign of Napoleon III in the 19th century when Baron Haussmann led the transformation of Paris, creating a unified aesthetic. The main features include limestone facades, light-colored stone facades complemented by iron balconies and arched windows. Strict height restrictions, generally 6 to 7 stories, with roofs sloping at 45 degrees and a flat skyline. Hong Kong is a high-density and vertical city. Due to the scarcity of land, residential buildings are often narrow and tall, with a floor area ratio ranking among the highest in the world. We call them pencil-shaped residential buildings. In Central, there are dense super tall office buildings such as International Finance Center 2nd and 2 International Finance Center, which adopt glass curtain walls and wind dampers to resist typhoons, creating a skyline competition. After introducing the difference of layout and architecture between two countries, do you guys know what impacts it has on people's daily life? Now let's move on. In Hong Kong, people often stay indoors and do some indoor activities in their spare time. For example, they read books. In Paris, people often grow flowers outdoors and enjoy the sunshine. In Hong Kong, one would simply say hello to neighbors, but in Paris, one would greet neighbors warmly, such as by giving a cheek kiss. In Hong Kong, neighbors usually don't exchange gifts with each other. Even when opening the door, they will observe if neighbors has left before going out. In Paris, neighbors are familiar with each other and will exchange gifts with each other on specific festivals. The distinct urban cultures determine different lifestyles. When you choose to move to a brand new city, It is not merely a change in spatial location, but more importantly, an internal and thorough acceptance of a completely new culture.
Oh, now I understand why Paris, Melbourne, and Hong Kong look so different.
So thanks for watching.
Bye.